Okay, when I was a kid, I thought veteran bots on Call of Duty were the easiest because I thought they were old people. Happy 333 Tuesday, people.
Yes, another one.
And we're here again.
Far out. You're nicely dressed this evening, Jared.
Yeah, absolutely. Got the casual t-shirt on. Got the Lululemon pants.
Mate, how good is Lululemon, honestly?
Mate, these are like my golfing pants, but they're just comfy.
They are comfy. But actually, I could never wear my golfing pants to work because they're like black and white checkered, like full checkered.
Yeah. Look,
and they're pretty full on. But
absolutely. I get 2 for 1. Work, golf.
yeah, that's good.
So
Yeah, that's good.
Mid combo.
I didn't know. I've never seen you in casual Friday attire.
really.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, did he go home first or did he change at work or?
Is that a thing?
I literally just I got out at your house and I just was like, yep. I just throw on a shirt and it bombs your uncle.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you
Still got the boots on and
but
everything.
you didn't wear that to work. That shirt to work.
No.
Oh, okay. So that's what I was getting at.
No.
Like, I thought
Right.
you had like a casual Friday. So I was like, selling cars, casual Friday attire. I don't know if that really goes.
No,
But-
just in this. Yep.
Anyway,
Wish we had casual Friday at my work. That'd be mint.
Mate, you're in shorts and like a button up.
Yeah, exactly. I want to wear a nice button up.
Want to wear my heel figure?
Yeah.
see, my casual Friday, we have casual Friday where I work, but like
Yeah.
I still wear exactly the same thing because it's
exactly.
yeah. I mean, sometimes like I may opt for the change of t-shirt, but I still wear my.
Mate, it's been so hot, like it recently.
Hey, today.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh! Went to Brisbane looking through an apartment, mate. This chick, the Realo, had a jacket on, and I was like, "How on earth are you wearing that jacket?" She's like, "Yeah, look, when I left the office, it was cold, and then got here and it was very hot." And I was like, "Hell yeah!"
It's broken. It's broken. I'm like moving cars outside, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm feeling everything sweat, and you're just like, yep. That's
How's I was looking through this place, right? And like, she's like, "Oh, what brings you? Like, why are you moving to Brisbane?" And I was like, "Oh, just for work and that." Like, yeah, you don't want to tell them like
You're a
I'm
uni
a
student.
uni student. Yeah, exactly. And I was like, "Oh yeah, no, just for work." She's like, "Oh, what do you do for work?" I was like, "Oh, I'm just a skipper." And she's like, "Oh, really? Is that true?" And I was like, "Yeah. No, boss just bought a new boat. He's in Brisbane." She's like, "Oh, are you chartering it out?" And I was like, yeah, I am. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's got a few boats up north and Hammer on that as well." And she's like, "Oh, kidding. I actually used to work on a yacht in the Mediterranean." And I was like, You're kidding me. Stop it." And I was
trying
like,
to get in with the Realo.
I was like, "Oh, tell me, like, what boat did you work on?" She's like, "Oh, I was a stewardess on this boat." And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's so sick." And I was like, "Don't ask me more questions."
Show me the place right now.
So back to the property. Yeah.
So,
Do your
what
job.
lease term are they looking for? No, it was pretty funny, but no, she's cool. I know enough about her to know everything.
Yeah,
Like I technically am.
Stop the cap.
Technically. Technically. Anyway, I was today years old.
Ooh.
You're gonna love this one.
Oh god.
Is
Okay.
it a good one? A funny one?
They're always good.
Yeah, that's very true.
So
The way he's like kind of, I'm like, yeah.
It's like Cards Against Humanity all over
This is
again.
going to be our clickbait title. Such a clickbait title.
And then you do
All
one
right,
of
are
the
you ready?
clickbait thumbnails.
Are you ready? The government is turning frogs gay.
What the hell?
What do you mean?
Those are called
Seriously.
gays.
So
What did you say?
So those are called gays. Have you
So,
not seen that video? Oh,
the government is turning frogs gay.
that's sus.
I don't
That's
understand.
so they don't mate or something? Or like
No. So
frogs? Why frogs?
How do you turn something gay?
You can't.
How do you just like
They're
get like
born
a
with
bunch
So
of male
there's
frogs or
some pesticides in modern farming alter the chemistry in frogs and turn them into males, and so they're turning frogs gay. Pesticides are turning frogs gay.
What?
Yep, isn't that funny?
So they're like trying to mate with the other male frogs. Is
Well, I mean, they're animals. They don't care less.
You can't just say that animals don't care less.
Well, they
We're-
don't have
we're
like
animals.
modern society stigma that like we do. But like they try and mate, but like obviously nothing happens. Like
Oh God!
So the government's turning frogs gay.
What a weird one.
How did you headbutt the mic? How did you come across that?
Alex Jones. You heard of Alex Jones?
Yep.
He's like, the government's turning frogs gay. And Joe Rogan's like, hold up. You can't just say that.
Joe Rogan's
Because
like,
then he went on to say something else straight away. And he's like, oh, it's just like the government. They're turning frogs gay. And then he went on to talk about...
Then he goes, I'm kind of retarded.
Something Grove.
I'm kind of retarded.
Have you heard of that?
Groves?
Oh, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I need to look this up because I don't want to say the wrong word because it's like a crazy conspiracy.
Is this about Alex Jones or?
Yeah.
He's wild, this bloke.
Man, I just love how he's in that podcast and he's just like, not gonna lie, I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah.
Bohemian Grove.
And Joe Rogan's like,
Bohemian
Pisses
Grove.
himself.
Have you heard of this?
No.
Oh my
Bohemian
gosh.
Grove.
Bohemian Grove.
Is that like Rap City, but a different version?
What?
Bohemian
Rhapsody?
Rhapsody.
Oh no. No, it's not.
Oh, so funny.
That's a mint.
Something that
Song.
you'd say.
Yeah.
Bro, shut the extended version.
Anyway, so no, Bohemian Grove is like a massive bit of land out in the bush in America, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like a few thousand acres or something owned by like the rich, okay? And a lot of rich people go there and they take celebrities and they take people from government and all that, all right?
Kind of like Epstein Island.
Kind of like that.
Yep.
But some consider it worse. Anyway, early in the late 80s or 90s, it ended up changing ownership, and a lot of government officials and presidents started going out there with more actors and singers and people, celebrities and things like that, and rich people.
Yeah.
All right. And there was a lot of conspiracy around what they were doing out there. All right. Like the whole Illuminati thing. All right.
Rituals and stuff.
All right. Yeah, exactly. And there was a lot of conspiracy going around that like even today, like it goes around that like anyone in the Illuminati is like devil worshippers and all these kind of things, you know? You would have all seen that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, everyone doing the signs and things like that, okay?
Jim
And
Carrey.
this Alex Jones was telling everyone about it, like saying it's a real thing. They're worshipping gods that aren't like of holy nature, like they're all satanic gods and things like that. And then no one believed him, so he snuck in one night. All right, he snuck in one night, and there was the presidents. There was a president in there and ex-presidents in there. There was he ran into a lot of celebrities in there, a lot of billionaires and wealthy people as well. And he videoed it, and what he videoed them doing was they were all in big black dark cloaks, all of them, facing this massive wooden owl god.
Owl god.
An owl. Yeah.
Those things are
Right?
evil. They're
So
scary, though.
there was a massive,
Fuck yeah, they are.
I don't know, 12-meter owl, all right, in at the front. And all these like, that the leaders were all just in front of it, facing everyone. And everyone was in their dark hooded robes, facing the front. And then they started chanting. And then they had this like effigy, wooden effigy. You know what an effigy is? It's like looks like a body.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so it was like supposedly a child effigy that they burned and like sacrificed underneath this owl god, and they were all like chanting and everything. And then like he was talking to someone, and someone saw him, and like he was talking to someone at the back, and they're like, shh, shut up, like you got to take this seriously and everything. And they all just like were chanting and everything. Isn't that crazy?
What the
Where
hell?
is that video?
You can look on it online.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Alex Jones took all the video of it. Yeah, then they don't deny it.
Yeah.
They don't deny it. That's the thing.
Still nothing gets done.
Crazy.
Didn't he
That
just
is
get
whack.
like involved in a massive lawsuit?
Him.
Yeah.
Well,
Pretty sure he did.
maybe, but I don't know anything about that. But
Yeah.
mate, some of his conspiracies are just crazy. Like he was telling Joe Rogan about Epstein on like 20 years before
Yeah.
all of this. He told Joe Rogan about it before he got arrested the first time.
Yeah.
Before Epstein got arrested the very first time.
Wild business.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, let's get into something fun. We have a segment. I don't even know what we're calling it. We're
When
calling
I
it
was a kid.
things that I thought were different when I was younger.
Yeah. Things I
don't
thought
know.
were different.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. Have you got you?
I've
you
got
ready?
some. I've got, I think 7.
All right.
I reckon we'll have some double ups.
I'll
here.
start
reckon
us
so.
off. When I found out what hump day was.
Hump day.
Hump day.
What did you think it
Wednesday.
was? Like, you
Mate,
hump- you
I'm not going to
hump-
lie. I thought it was honestly an excuse for women to post a photo of their ass.
Yeah.
What?
I thought it was literally just
Really?
that. I thought it was like it was just women posting photos of their ass, and that was what hump day was. 'Cause I didn't
Yeah.
even know it was Wednesday. I didn't even know it was like associated with the middle of the week.
Yeah, because it
I
goes
thought-
up and then you're on your
Yeah,
way down.
I get that now, but this was like when I was
Yeah,
younger.
yeah.
I didn't even know it was Wednesday though. That's what I'm getting at. Like I didn't know it was like, oh, the middle of the week. I'm now seeing hump day stuff, but like I thought it was just like you'd hashtag hump day, and it was just women's ass. And that's all I saw. That's all I ever saw though. So yeah, that's
Well,
my first one.
The first thing that came to my mind is so when my dad got a vasectomy, I didn't know what it was. And there was a place that we used to drive past.
The big billboard.
And
Dr.
I was
Snip?
no, it was
the one.
but it was a place, and it was just like I'm like, oh, that's where Dad got his willy cut off. I thought,
Cut off?
Yeah, I thought like they cut your whole balls and everything off.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
I know,
Whoa,
because
whoa,
Hold
Dad's
up.
going in for an operation, you know. Yeah, I didn't know what it was when I was young, and I was like, oh, that's where Dad got his willy cut off when I was younger, and that was it. And I had no idea what a vasectomy was.
Far out.
Yeah.
I mean, I never knew what Dr. Snip meant, but like I didn't know it associated with. I remember always seeing that billboard along the Bruce, but like I just never knew what it was. Never knew it was even a vasectomy. But yeah, that's
So-
a good one.
Yep.
Wait, you, Chris?
So when I was like really young, we've all got this one before, but I was convinced for a little while. Like when you made a funny face and the wind changed, it
Oh.
would stay the same.
Yeah.
All the teachers in school used to
Yep.
say that. They'd be like,
Yeah.
don't make a funny face, the wind will change. You're like,
Exactly.
shut
my
up,
dad,
miss.
my
Yeah.
dad used to say that too.
All
Mainly my
parents,
sister.
teachers,
So you
everyone.
say if you make a sour face and the wind changes, it'll get stuck.
Yeah.
Yep. No,
But
that's
like,
a good
where
one.
does that even come from? Who even says that?
That's a good one.
Stupid.
Okay. When I was a kid, I thought veteran bots on Call of Duty were the easiest because I thought they were old people.
Veteran
That
boy.
is so good. That's pretty good. Oh, it's just grandpa playing with his mates.
Yeah. I thought, oh, veterans.
Just the old
I don't
boys.
want them. They'd be easy as. I want a hardened.
That is so good.
Well, it makes sense when you're young and you think about that.
But you're
You
like,
think,
why am I getting nailed? Like,
I'm killing all the veterans.
Oh my god.
oh, well, I was always told when I was driving, like in like mum's car, you know, if you open like the mirror or you turn the light on inside the car, it's
illegal.
It's illegal or it blinds the driver. And I'm like, you know, I'd be like looking for something, use my torch or something on a phone or put the light on. I was like, turn it off, I can't see. It's illegal to drive with the light on. You're like, oh my God.
That's just
That
a
was
made
one.
up excuse.
Yeah, I know. And I'm like, if someone like drives with like the light on in the car now, everyone's like, chill.
Yeah. I've definitely heard that one before many times.
It definitely is harder to see.
It's harder
if
to
there's
see.
a light
It's not
on. but-
illegal.
No. I always got told that as well. It's illegal. Turn it off.
Turn it off,
Yeah, lol.
If you swallowed chewing gum.
Bro, I had that one written down. It'd take you like 7 years to digest or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah, I had that one.
It does take a long time.
No, I passed in like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, but that's a long time compared to normal food.
No, it's not a couple of weeks. It's a couple of days.
I thought it was more
Just
than that.
no, it's normal. It
It's
just
just
goes
normal.
in and
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Just goes in your stomach and then
It just comes out.
out the other way, wherever it comes out.
Blow a bubble.
Okay. I thought it was a few days or a few weeks. Or something.
Nah.
Couple
Oh, anyway.
days.
Okay. Well, now you know some.
Yeah, I was today years old. Double.
Oh, okay. My turn. The little table in the middle of the pizza was so the lid didn't touch the cheese.
Oh, I
Never
miss
knew what
those
that was.
things.
Mate, I always just thought they were a little table.
Mate, did you not know that?
No.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I knew what it is now, but when I was younger, I thought it was just a little
Oh,
table.
okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, I'm like, what's a little table for?
Yeah.
You don't even get them anymore.
No.
Like,
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, because
Pizzas are different
pizza
now.
shit now.
they just
If you go to
raise the box height.
like a proper like an original pizza place,
Yeah.
like there's a place we go to, Lucky's, and they still put the little table.
How
on the
often
top.
do you go to like an original pizza place like that like actually cooks like
Nice
traditional
pizzas?
pizza? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Domino's.
not
I
many
love
around
that,
here.
that Italian joint across the road.
Oh,
That
yeah.
That
is
was pretty good.
so
Yeah, that was really good.
Bocca,
Love
is
that.
it? No, it's not.
Nah.
Bocca. What's it called again?
Um,
Something else.
Something.
Anyways, I got one that here was
bento.
if it was Christmas Eve and you didn't sleep and you weren't in bed, Santa wasn't going to come.
The
So-
old trick in the book.
So it's like if you don't sleep, Santa's not coming. You're like,
Did you ever try and stay up?
yeah.
I did. I never worked.
No, never. Mate, I was one time, I was like at my grandma's when we lived in Sydney. We came up here and I was awake and then I heard something hit the roof. I thought something.
Santa's
and I was like,
sleigh.
Santa's sleigh. I was like, gotta go to sleep.
He's here, bro. He out the front.
So I
Coming
was
down
like,
the chimney.
Yeah, I was always confused because we didn't have a chimney. So Dad's like, oh, he just walks in the front door if you don't have a chimney. And I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
what my parents just said. They left the
makes
door
sense.
unlocked.
That makes sense. Yeah, lol. I mean, I found out. I remember when I found out that Santa wasn't real, and it was like when I found out Santa.
He is, man.
I found out Santa wasn't real. What do you mean? I was like, I don't know. I was pretty young, and then it wasn't like another 2 Christmases until our parents' dad told us. And he sat me and my sister down, and he's like, Santa's not real. And my sister started bawling her eyes out, and I was like, oh, yeah, I know. And he's like, how do you know? I was like, well, I kind of walked downstairs one year and saw you writing on the presents, and I was like, oh.
Mate, way I got rid of it is Santa used to put a present on the end of my bed. That's when Santa came. Yeah, I found out one time my sister
Doing this trick.
Yeah, my sister opened it. No, I was awake, but yeah, one eye opened. My sister came in, opened the door, and threw the fucking present at me. Like, threw it through the door.
Well, yeah.
And Mum's like, "You meant to place it on the bed, you idiot."
Well, the same year I found out was the same year we got a ping pong table. So I was like, how you fit that in your sleigh?
Yeah, it's
not
fair.
magic.
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, whose goes is
I got
it?
another one. Cracking your knuckles will give you arthritis.
Yeah.
Why is that like a stigma? Like cracked up.
I don't know.
I'm all cracked for the day.
Like
I don't know. I did hear that
in school.
I definitely.
Like,
I used to do that at
parents,
work.
I think they still think.
Yeah,
it.
no, I did it at work, and a lady was like, "Don't do that, you'll get arthritis." And I was like, "It's
It's
proven
just
it
releasing air in the joints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay.
So
All right. Next one.
I thought it was.
When I found out what Flow Rider and Will I Am meant. So Flow Rider because he's from Florida, and Will I Am, his name's William.
Right.
I didn't know about
Gee.
the Flow Rider one. I'm like, is that like
Yeah.
a term? Or something? There you go,
Oh,
Florida.
yeah. I was young. When I was young, like obviously you just go Flow Rider, and then like you find out, oh, he's from Florida, and then
Will I
the
Am.
Will I Am is William.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
cool.
there you
I
go.
like that.
There you go.
Well, I got another one. My sister didn't like eating this, but crust made your hair curly. My sister would always get stuff cut off. Like,
Oh,
and
I used to
my
try and eat
God.
crust to make my
I
hair
used,
curly.
to, I used to love the crust. My sister would always get it off, and I'd like Vegemite crust on the white bread.
Crusted up.
Stop it. That was my favorite bit. I'd be like, I eat her crust.
Like the top and the bottom of the bread. Even those bits.
No, I don't like them bits.
So one of my mates was like born with curly hair, and we always used to like tell him that it was because his mum ate a lot of bread and crust when he was in the womb. That's what we thought. We thought that when he was younger. We were like, oh, your mum must have ate so much crust.
She must have just only got crust.
So then he always used to cut his crust off.
Not happening to me, bruh.
Oh, lol.
What you got?
Swallowing any type of like seed out of a fruit, it would grow in your stomach.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that when you were young?
Yeah.
No.
I got told that.
Yeah, like
You
I
can't
got told.
you can't swallow watermelon seeds, otherwise it will grow in your stomach.
Yep.
What?
Apple seeds, everything.
Yeah.
That'd be unreal. Imagine that.
I mean, is it the white seeds or the black? One of the watermelon seeds aren't.
Yeah,
like,
you can
aren't
eat the
too
white
good
ones,
for
like
you
the white ones, but the black ones
Apples,
are like harder,
apple
way
like
harder.
seeds aren't good for
to
you.
swallow.
Yeah,
To digest. Sorry. Yeah. Lol.
that'd be rough.
Going
out.
When I found out what a buoy was, a buoy.
Oh, yeah, buoy.
I thought it was because some people just say boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little boy.
There's a boy in the water.
I honestly, because I remember
the
exactly
Caribbean.
where I was when I first found out. I was in Mackay, and we back when we lived in Mackay, and we were at the marina, down at the marina, and Dad was like, there was a big buoy sitting, like a few of them down sitting in front of us, and he's like, oh, far out, they're pretty big boys, and then I was like, what? And he's like, the boys, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not a little boy just floating out there.
There's a boy in the water.
Because like that used to be like boys or buoy or whatever, but like floating out in the ocean, and they're like, oh, like look at the boys or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, far out, that's a shit job. The
Well-
boy out there. Yeah. Anyway.
I've got another one. If you watch too much TV, you'd get a thing called square eyes.
Yes. Yes.
Man, I remember reading a book and it was like a square-eyed like kid who like watched too much and everything was like
Square-eyed
like everything was square for him.
We've all got square eyes now.
Yeah, far out.
Mobile phones.
I know.
Rectangle.
Where my eyes at, bruh?
Yeah.
Rectangle eyes.
Squared up. So yeah, that's another one.
I've
Yes,
got
sir.
another one. If you peed in the pool, it would change colour.
Turn
And
blue like
everyone would
bloody
know that you
grown-ups.
pissed in the pool.
Like grown-ups.
Well, they actually, some pools actually do that.
Ah.
That's what they all say.
Nah, so I've seen it in pools.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to try it.
I'm gonna try
But it's
it.
not,
yeah.
it's not, it's not in a lot of pools.
They used to say it like when
Right.
you go to like on trips to do like swimming and everything like that,
Mm.
like at like a public pool.
Mm.
Don't pee in
Just
the
trying
pool.
to
You
embarrass
pee
him.
next to
Yeah.
someone and be like, ew, Scott.
Ew,
Why are you
yuck.
getting the
Scott! Scott!
I don't know. It's the first name that came to my mind.
Oh,
Greg.
mate, there's so many names that you couldn't name your kids now, like Peter.
And
Imagine
Gary.
got Greg. Yeah, that's
Greg. My name's
Gary.
Greg.
Robert.
Bob.
Bob.
Yeah. No, not happening.
Roger.
Brian.
Anyways. Oh. Shut up, Brian.
No, I'm kidding.
What else you got?
I got one more.
Okay.
When I realized a bug in a computer wasn't a real bug.
Yep. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. Idiot.
Bug. Idiot. I was like, why don't you just open it up and let it out? My
Yeah.
computer's got a bug.
Oh,
Computer's got a
damn it.
virus.
Got a damn cockroach in my bloody computer again.
Got a virus in there. COVID-19's in my PC.
Yeah, well,
Just
I
let
mean,
go.
you're young.
I've got
Yeah.
one more as well.
Got to vaccinate the PC.
If you kissed a girl, you got girl
Girl.
cooties.
Yes.
Mm.
Yuck.
No one wanted girl cooties.
We know
That's the
now
main
that
reason
is
why I never
HIV.
did. No.
No, HIV.
Wait, what?
What?
What? Okay. Isn't that monkey?
What?
Monkey?
Okay.
The koala bears. You get
Chlamydia.
Yeah.
Chlamydia.
Mate, have you seen that bloody comedian that was like with Robert Irwin and he's like patting the koala and he's like, oh, you know, main reason that the koalas are dying is because of the chlamydia. And the bloody comedian's like, well, lucky I've strapped up and got a dummy on. And Robert's like, and he's just like, I wasn't ready for that.
Was he British?
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
guessing.
Yeah, he's like, lucky I've strapped up before the shot. I've got a dummy on.
Well, why'd you give Robert a
I
British
tried to
accent?
do like a Australian accent. It was like, yeah, g'day, man.
Why didn't you just talk in your own accent?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, oh, and like Robert just went bloody like red. He goes, oh, I wasn't ready for that. He didn't know what to say. Made it so awkward.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
So
No,
good.
they were interesting because like you
Everyone
think, like,
thinks of something,
as a
yeah.
kid, like you can be told anything and it's the truth
Yeah.
Yeah.
automatically. But
Believe everything you hear and see.
Well, when my dad had kidney stones, you know,
Kidney
you had to my dad's been through it. Eh?
To pee it out.
You have to pee in like a little cup
Yeah.
to get it tested. And I was like, Dad, why are you peeing in a little cup? He goes, the nurse wants to drink it. And my mum's like, Stephen, you can't say it. And I'm like, what? Stephen. And he's pissing himself. He's like, oh, I'm like, that's not
You
what?
just filled up another cup.
It was so, I was like, what? But yeah, you said my dad's just a dickhead, eh? He's just a classic.
that's so funny. Oh my god.
He's like you, he's got horrible dad jokes.
Oh mate, love them. They're so good. Okay, I've got something really, really cool. Actually, before I get into that, I got another one.
Oh.
Quickly, just before, because it's coming out. I think I'll
Far
talk
out.
about it.
This guy.
It's kind of not related. But anyway, so there's a movie coming out, all right, in February.
Yep.
February? March. One of the two. That is based on a true story, all right?
No way.
Here's the name. Here's the name of the movie. It's going to shock you, and it's going to be the shittiest movie, but the funniest movie to watch.
Mate, Sharknado.
No, worse.
Piranha.
Because it's a true story.
Jaws.
It's called Cocaine Bear.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, the
Oh
bear that
my
bloody,
gosh.
Sniffed like a bag of cocaine. Like found like a massive
these-
thing of cocaine. Like cocaine.
Cocaine. I think these guys dropped it out of a plane or something.
Yeah, and then a bear like ate it and was on like a rage for like 8 hours or something. Full
What?
cocaine
On
rage.
cocaine.
Yeah.
True story.
True
is it?
story.
True story.
And they're making a full movie about it.
Mate, it looks so
Bro,
clapped.
it's gonna be like all like the white chicks and then be like,
It looks so clapped, the movie. Like, looks like terrible, like the lowest
bro,
production.
I'm going gold class for that shit. I'm going all out.
As if
Cocaine
Michael Bay
Bear.
isn't directing that type of movie.
Bro, the explosions everywhere.
Yeah.
What movies does he direct?
Oh
I know
my-
the name of him, but like,
Bro, that's just
Transformers.
that just insulted him.
that they sold basic.
Beg your pardon. mate.
No, babe.
What have I done?
Basic. I was making a joke. Have you seen all those memes getting around? And it's like, if this movie, if like Fast and Furious came out today and it was like the song, what's the song in the end?
Tokyo
Like the
Drift.
rock song?
Oh no,
No.
The rock song.
You know the rock song at the end of Transformers?
can't remember.
What? Linkin
It's,
Park.
it's like is it a Linkin Park? Yeah, but what's it? How's it go?
Cross is new divine. That one.
No.
I can't remember.
No.
What?
Oh, anyway, Don't worry. Okay, let me get back into my cool story. This is
Yeah.
going to blow your mind because it's
Right.
actually gangster.
Yep.
So, this company over in America is working on animal conservation and like land conservation, which was in turn going to help with our climate situation that exists or doesn't exist. Anyway, okay, these guys are using that technology that I was mentioning earlier in an earlier podcast a few episodes ago called CRISPR. Remember CRISPR?
Yep.
It's a gene altering
remember
technology
CRISPR.
that. What? What's so
I remember
funny?
CRISPR. I remember I just made like a stupid joke and I was like, CRISPR? Anyways, go on.
That's so funny, Jared.
I just trying to think of what it was.
Anyway, so back to it.
I'm trying
So they're using gene altering technology
Yep.
and the current DNA and tissue samples that they have now to recreate the woolly mammoth
Hell yeah.
Why would you want to bring the woolly mammoth back?
That thing's sick.
for conservation. Okay, so let me explain
Mandy.
it first. So the closest living relative to the woolly mammoth is the Indian elephant.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're taking DNA from the Indian elephant. What is funny?
Nothing. I was like, really? The elephant is close to a mammoth?
No, but the Indian elephant, all right,
Okay.
is the closest.
Is it different
the North
elephants?
Indian, I think it's the North Indian elephant, is the closest living relative to the woolly mammoth. So taking partial DNA of that and tissue samples and DNA from the woolly mammoth that they already have.
We've seen Jurassic Park. We don't want this to
It is.
happen.
It is exactly Jurassic Park.
Velociraptor and a T-Rex. We're not putting them together.
No, but that's the thing. I don't know, but like I don't think they
We've
can.
seen what that
We'd have
happens.
dinosaur DNA because they're like millions of years ago.
I mean,
This is only-
megatoads
I think
jumping
they-
around.
I think they only
just
had
2.5 kilo cane toes.
gay
bouncing around.
megatoads. Gagatoads.
Oh, no.
Gagatoads. They're like,
Those- did
they're
you
like,
see
they're
those
like
ones?
jumping and they come over like, ribbit.
You know on Family Guy? You know on Family Guy?
No.
The frog on Family Guy?
No.
And he's like talking like this. Surely you've seen it. Anyway, okay. No, maybe not. Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, they're taking that DNA and they're recreating the woolly mammoth, and they say it will be born, and they're like, implanting the embryo into an Indian elephant, and the Indian elephant will birth
they're
a woolly
surrogate.
mammoth
Yeah.
in 2024.
It's like the Kardashians, but mammoth edition.
2020 surrogate.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they can't put it in a woolly mammoth.
Why?
And so anyway, they're putting it in, and 2024. Isn't that crazy?
That's
We're going to see a woolly mammoth in 2024.
awesome.
Wow.
Is it going to
So-
be able to, like, is it going to be somewhere where it's cold?
So
Like, are they gonna
here's
put it in,
what
like,
here's where they're
Antarctica or
putting it.
Iceland or whatever?
They have a
gotta put it somewhere
proper
cold,
reserve that they've been conducting heaps of research on up north. I'm gonna say Siberia.
Goddamn
Maybe
hot
wrong.
up there.
I was going to say, isn't
No, not
Siberia,
Siberia.
Greenland, Iceland?
Is it?
Surely somewhere cold. Siberia is.
Woolly.
I don't think Siberia is very cold.
Yeah, Greenland, Iceland. That's it. It's Siberia. One of those.
Greenland is cold.
Sounds like that place.
Surrounding areas, probably.
Okay. Yeah, somewhere around there because that's where they were kind of from.
Yeah.
Right. So up there, they've got this massive, big, 20 or 30,000 acres, massive research area. They've been doing research over the last few years. And what they've found that whole area back 10, 20,000 years ago when woolly mammoths were alive and roaming the earth was all grasslands, all right? Big, massive, open plains, grasslands. Now it's all jungle, forest, and everything like that, okay? And they're saying that, so you have under the ground, you've got the permafrost, which existed from back when the world was in ice age, in the last ice age, okay? Yeah. Under all that permafrost is carbon dioxide, all right? A lot of it. Yeah. A lot of it, all right? And as the permafrost melts, that carbon dioxide gets released way more carbon dioxide than anything that humans have ever contributed to in our current age, okay? So a lot of it. And that is melting faster now because of all the jungles and forest. So when you have a tree, it goes into the ground, it's got roots, all right? Those trees hold so much water that water is actually heating up the ground.
Yeah.
So when it was all,
the reason for the bloody ice.
When it was all grasslands,
get rid of
and
these electric
plains,
cars.
And it was just little grass and a one tree every now and then or whatever it was, big flat open area. There was not enough trees and it was a lot colder. They say the ground was instantly 8 degrees colder without all the trees, okay? Yeah. So that permafrost wouldn't be melting. And woolly mammoths are going to contribute to this. So when they put all the elephants, they reintroduced elephants, buffaloes, big megafauna, they call them, okay, back into this area, and they started clearing up and eating all the grass, the small shrubs and things like that. And then every now and then they'd take a few tractors in there and knock over a few of the bigger trees, which woolly mammoths would do if they existed in there. Well, they did. You think they're way bigger than every other living elephant.
Punch down a tree.
So
those random things.
They'd knock over a few of the trees every now and then, all right? And they started seeing that it started getting a lot colder and everything started going back to its normal old environment, how it was back when the woolly mammoths were alive. So that's where they're going to introduce the woolly mammoth to. And they hope to see about a population of about 60,000 in the next 30 years.
Far out.
So you imagine, that's just crazy to think that we are going to see a woolly mammoth in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Herds
Epic.
of them.
I'm going to put my leopard prints on and go live in a cave and be back in the bloody caveman era.
That's so cool.
Flintstone. Yeah, that is epic.
So that's the first animal they're going working on. The second one is an Australian extinct animal, believed to be extinct animal. I know the one. The thylacine.
Yeah, Tasmanian tiger.
Tasmanian tiger. So they're going to reintroduce the thylacine.
People still think they're out there.
They do. 30 years ago was the last time we saw one.
Like a Sasquatch.
30 years ago.
People think they're out there.
Mate, I love watching Sasquatch videos. They're classic.
Australia, we've got the...
Boogeyman.
No, what's it called?
Slender Man.
No.
Remember Slender Man, bro? Just everyone's like, you just never play Slender Man.
Oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it. I tell you about it all. I tell him about it all the time.
Mate, shut up.
Dude,
what is it?
What is it?
No, it's the Australian version.
Of what?
Not woolly mammoth.
Ooga booga. We'll call it that.
Nah, what's it called? Oh.
Baba Ganoush. The Baba Gabba.
Nah. Anyway,
Baba Yaga.
I can't remember it off the top of my head. Yowie.
Yowie.
What the hell is a yowie?
Did you never get told about the yowies when you were younger?
No.
Mate, so every time we go...
I'm scared as shit.
Some of our friends had family friends had massive property in Mackay and that, and they always used to tell us about the yowies. Say, watch out for the yowies.
That accent's mint.
Yeah, mate.
And you'd go out and they'd be like, oh, what's that? You little kids, me, Connor and Cooper, all on the big cane farm, massive hundreds of acres on the cane farm in Mackay, right? And then they'd be out there at night, and there'd just be things making noise, and they'd be going, oh, watch out for the yowies. We've got yowies here, and they'd be like, oh, what's a yowie?
It's a boogeyman. Or
It's like a Sasquatch.
That's a Sasquatch. Yeah, the Australian Sasquatch.
Drop bears, bro.
Mate, and there's a statue at Warwick. Warwick? No, not Warwick. What's it called?
Used to buddy live close to a place called Yowie Bay.
Oh my gosh. What's the place called? Out near Somerset Dam, the big town.
The Dillabar.
No.
Toowoomba.
Toowoomba.
No. Somerset.
Damn.
Come on, bro.
I've never been out there. I don't even know.
Why can I always blanking in the middle of a podcast?
Not very good.
Lost your mind.
How do you guys not know?
Because we don't go that way. I don't even know what a yowie is.
Anyway, there's a big statue out there.
Of a yowie.
Yes.
Baba Yaga. They call him Baba Yaga.
Anyway.
The fucking book.
We're going to get Tasmanian tigers back in Australia. Well, Tasmania.
They're going to run around and kill all the kids and
Jesus Christ.
because there's a whole reason, but because since they have disappeared from Tasmania, the whole wildlife has gone rampant, and even the Tasmanian devils have like gotten all these diseases and can now exist, and that because the whole hierarchy of the food chain has been destroyed.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more disease in.
Bro, people just need to stop killing animals.
Yeah, well, they were hunted.
Far out.
People
Stop
believe
poachers just need to die.
they still exist in Papua
Damn.
New Guinea. People think they would still exist. I mean,
What,
there's
the
people that still eat people in Papua New Guinea. So
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Cannibals.
I mean,
I've seen an
Yeah.
interview of a guy that was talking in like a cannibal group, and like the headmaster was like, "If this guy doesn't stop talking, I'll kill him and eat him."
sounds like Lana Rhodes.
Oh. Yeah, it's like the same thing if you go on a cruise around like the islands out here, like Noumea and Pentecost Island, Vanuatu. They like not Vanuatu, but like Pentecost Island, where they dive off with the big vines wrapped around their feet.
Yeah,
They, like,
the
hit the ground.
rite of passage.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
What?
Haven't you
Yeah,
heard of that?
What do you
though?
mean? Like they just like jump off with vines
like
on their...
a 20-meter platform with a big tree vine around their ankles.
Why?
That's their
It's-
rite of passage
It's like
to become
Because-
an adult.
yeah, and like to be higher up in the tribe and stuff like that.
Jesus. So you
And
just
one
gotta
of the guy-
send it.
Oh, I went there and like on a day trip when I was on a cruise, and we watched him and he jumped off and his whole stomach split open when he landed on the bottom.
And you saw that.
Yep. It's disgusting.
What?
I'm not kidding. You get like there's videos of it online and everything like that. It's a wild experience, and I was like 10 years old.
And you saw a dude's stomach just like...
Yep.
You saw pretty much a guy get ripped in
I
half.
was like, all right, I'm gonna go for a swim now.
What the fuck?
And there's like no medical attention out there. It's like their own traditional ways, and
So if you jump off and you die, what happens? Like you just go like... Oh,
Well, then they normally get like bees. They take the stinger out of the bee, and then it's
yeah,
like, that's how they stitch
they have
it
their
back
own
together.
way of like stitching them up, and
the guy didn't die.
not then. Probably won't last. long.
Damn!
Yeah.
No
He just basically split his stomach open there.
Oh my gosh! I remember this chick that was on the JRE, and she escaped North Korea, and mate,
Mate,
that
I saw
is
a
the
guy who
craziest.
escate North Korea.
you saw him in real
No,
life.
no, I
met
didn't
him.
see him, but I saw a video, and it was like he like got super drunk at a bar, like got in his car, drove through the barriers, then like the North Koreans were chasing after him, and then pretty much he crashed his car, started running. They shot at him. He pretended he was dead, and then they like walked off anyway. He crawled his way to the border of like South Korea, and then the South Koreans like crawled over and got him, and then let him in. And I was like, holy moly, like
That's a one way to do it.
far out.
That sounds like the easy way to get out. You should have heard this chick's story. So, I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know it off the top of my head, but it was someone Kim. I feel like.
Someone Kim.
Nah, I'm not
Just-
yeah. Anyway,
No name.
so she was telling her story about how she escaped, and like just telling stories about how poverty stricken it is, like
Yeah.
how they would eat rats
Oh,
and
Damn.
vermin as food, and they had to go out and find their own food. Like she was like the poorest of the poor there because they control all the wealth. And she was telling stories about one time when her and her mother were going out looking for food, and there was a main river that would flow around like, between her little village area, and she said it would not be a normal day if I didn't walk along the side of the river and just see bodies floating down the river, just dead bodies floating down the
horrendous.
river. And she said it was just a daily thing, a daily occurrence. And like the people who were worse off than her, more poverty stricken than her, would be sitting on the streets begging for food. She said, I saw this guy so malnourished, and she said, I'll never forget him, so malnourished that his stomach skin lining didn't exist, and his guts were just hanging out in front of him. So his whole
Like
stomach,
intestines and- Ugh.
his whole stomach was that malnourished. His skin was too thin to hold all his stomach, so it just broke out and was just sitting out in front of him, and he was begging for food
Damn.
that's horrible.
on a daily occurrence.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
just used to come and kill people if they got
mate,
considered
It's
stealing and
crazy,
things.
like-
And like she escaped, got out of the border, but she went to China, and they threatened to take them back because like the Chinese government wants like nothing to do with them. Is kind of on North Korea's side. I'm not going to say it, but
Yeah.
they are. But anyway, and like she went there, and then they threatened to take them back, and she got terrible story.
It was like, you know, like say if like a person, like say like someone head dies, like a bloody leader or something. Have you seen like they all like have to have like they all have to cry? If like an official doesn't see you crying, like you will be like beaten. So like people are like carrying on, like, and then they could hate this guy, but they'll like cry and do all this thing because he's dead and passed on. You're like, man, that is crazy.
Fake
And like all
ass.
the propaganda. Have you seen all like the houses and units? They all look like they're from bloody 1940.
They're all the exact same.
All the
aren't
exact
Mate,
same.
they control the wealth,
Yeah.
the knowledge.
They do everything.
Yeah.
So it's like the TV. It's like you've got a couple channels and it's like propaganda.
Yeah.
It's just like holy shit.
Oh, how's I saw this fun fact the other day, not so fun. The great grandson or great nephew of the man who invented propaganda is the CEO of Netflix.
Damn.
What?
How do
So-
how do you
That's
find
wild.
this shit?
Oh no, I listen to podcasts almost all day.
Yeah.
Sorry, almost every day. Just sit there and just consume knowledge.
Yeah.
And I find you listen to some of the craziest stuff.
I like
And
documentaries.
if you're on listening
my
to
shit.
a certain podcast, so I myself like love the Joe Rogan Experience. Love Joe Rogan, but the variety of people he gets on, and it's
yeah.
an uncensored platform
Yeah.
as to a degree, and there's everyone he gets on. So I'd like love to make this. That's what the goal is for this podcast. Like
Yeah.
I would just want to get people on. I don't care what your race or nationality is. I just love understanding people's opinions
Yeah.
and going, wow, that's so interesting. Why do you think like that?
Yeah.
Like tell me why and explain to me why you think like that. Like I just love that. And
Yeah.
that's all he does. And you just get people sharing the most crazy experiences, facts, and things that you would never come across your whole life if it wasn't for a podcast.
Theo Von.
There's just
Plenty.
he's funny.
Yeah.
And then you get people like that as well,
Yeah.
which are a
Just-
crack up. But
Just hilarious.
mate, some of the and people, I love people that challenge like the modern view of things. So this guy came on the other day and claimed that he had found and discovered Atlantis.
That'd be pretty cool.
All
Sitting
right.
under the water.
So he is not in any way a archaeologist, but he had claimed that he had found the Atlantis, all right, lost city of Atlantis. And where it is, and the points he has are crazy, and like they make sense. So there's a place in northwest Africa that is classified as the Eye of the Sahara. You may have seen it, maybe. No, okay. So it's in the Eye of the Sahara. So it's in this massive valley, like Great Canyon type looking valley, and then there's these like 3 massive circle structures. Okay, massive circle structures, and exactly laid out in the format that Pluto, the guy who traveled there, described it as. So an outer ring of landmass, and then an inner ring of water, landmass, water, landmass in a circular denotation. Anyway, one of those words. All right, and then it's got a massive valley that goes out to the sea. Okay, which is exactly how Atlantis has been described, and you can see if you zoom out and look over the top of the whole area. There's salt all around the top of. There's like white blemishes of salt that go over the top of the eye, and the whole top of North Africa and going along to the west, you can see ripples in the land, not sand, the land that look like you're at the beach and water washes over it.
Yeah.
So that shows water travel along the whole from north to west of Africa. So you can tell water's been there. And how did salt get there? And because the whole earth is, people go, oh, well, Atlantis would be underwater. And then you go, okay, well, here's why it's not. back when there was massive volcanic. It's sitting on like a volcano, right? Volcanic ground, and when volcanoes and tectonic plates move, they actually raise, not lower. So the whole land has come up.
Yeah,
it's
that's
some crazy
wild.
shit.
Yeah,
Some crazy shit. But yeah, I learned so much.
There you
I
go.
could talk for endless days about stuff that I hear, but
Man, I love bloody like documentaries on like Egypt and shit. I find Egypt fascinating.
highly recommend Netflix show Ancient Apocalypse.
I've seen it.
You watched it all?
It's good.
Mate, he is a weapon. You listen to him, Graham Hancock, him on the Joe Rogan podcast as well.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
Really, really good how he explains everything, how the whole era and perspective of when we think humans were around, he's pushing that notation back like tens of thousands of years to back way before it is scientifically considered that we existed.
Yeah.
I just find Egypt like cool. Just like the way the pyramids are built. No one knows how they're built. The bloody how they like get everything to like a millimeter or a bloody inch. Like
Everything
just
was so
spot
precise.
on, so precise.
Yeah.
And then like all the tombs, like they still don't know like some of the tombs.
Well, they've got Graham actually presents the idea of using sound levitation.
So yeah, the sound.
Okay, so everything obviously operates at a frequency. Everything,
hit it.
every
bounces
material,
back.
the wood, this microphone, us, we all emit a certain frequency. Okay, and if you can resonate with the same frequency as that object, you actually move freely. So Tesla actually did this back before all his patents got suppressed by the government. Actually, he said the key to energy, unlimited energy, is light and sound. All right, and there's actually people right now that have created sound generators that produce energy just using frequencies. No power source at all, just frequencies.
That'll get suppressed, probably.
No, well they've got patents. They've got patents approved.
Oh, really?
And but the only reason they never told anyone about it, they opened their factories in the Maldives, and they've been working on it in the Maldives in ages. Yeah. So it's outside certain government jurisdictions.
Yeah.
And they needed their patents approved. And Graham actually one of his friends is on there, and he's an expert in some sort of field, and he was talking about that, and it is absolutely so cool. So that's how they may have
there you go.
set the certain frequencies as the same as the blocks, the big blocks they've got there, and then they could move them freely, levitate them up into place. I mean, I don't know how exactly with what generators, but anyway,
That's
better
wild.
Stop me. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up.
Absolutely.
What episode number is it? I ain't gonna say.
24.
Messed it up last time.
24. Episode 24.
I think so.
Thanks for listening, guys. Remember to
guys.
like, comment, subscribe to see more of us.
Post notifications, don't forget it, and thank you very much.
Absolutely. See you next
I
Tuesday.
bet you learn a lot.
See you next Tuesday. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
We out.
Anyway.
Peace.